When are we ever going to use this in real life? I don't know if there's a math teacher alive who hasn't been asked that question, and I'm not really sure if there's a math student alive who has never thought of asking that question. And really, the truth of the matter is the stuff that we're learning in these more advanced classes, geometry, algebra 2, yeah, most of you probably won't. Most of you probably will not use the very specifics of these lessons in real life. Some of you will, though. Some of you will use the math here, and as a teacher, I can't discount the possibility that there's not someone sitting in my room who will need to know what I'm about to teach. Someone is always using the math that we learn, and when the circumstances arise, I hope that in my class, I'll be able to explain to you how people are using the things that we're learning in real life contexts. It might be very specific. It might have to do with certain aspects of the business or engineering or computer programming communities. And you may think, oh, well, I'm not going to be a part of that, so I don't need to know this. And yeah, you're kind of right, but it is nice to see how this stuff is used in real life. But I think that kind of gets away from the point. I think what the point is that knowledge can't hurt you. No one has ever been worse in real life because they knew too much. I wish that I could provide some more examples of how I learned something, some completely just out there thing long, long ago, and then years later, I used that thing in a completely unexpected way. And that's why we broaden our knowledge. We try to learn as much as possible, knowledge for knowledge's sake. Because if we learn things that are true, there's really no telling. I can't predict the future, and neither can you. Or at least I don't think so. And you never know how you're going to use this stuff. But knowledge, it can't hurt you. And if you ever say, like, Mr. Johnson, I don't need this, you're completely correct. Anyone who tells you that you need mathematics, they're lying to you. Straight up, they are lying to you. But here's something to consider. You don't need to read either. For most of human history, hundreds of thousands of years of human history, the majority of people, and I'm not even talking just like a majority, like 90 or above percent of people were illiterate. They didn't know how to read. They didn't know how to write. And they survived. They did fine. They provided for themselves. They ate. They died. And lots of them were happy doing it. But would you ever really argue that learning how to read and writing hasn't made your life better? Would you think that we'd be at the same level that we are now in human advancement and technology if people didn't know how to read and write? Sure, you don't need to know how to do mathematics, but it's just like reading. It's good for you. Mathematics is problem solving. It's puzzles, it's logic. And the world benefits from having a population of people who can really think through problems, can reason through problems. And I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to use an analogy here. Some of you are quite athletic. Some of you like to go and lift weights. Some of you like to go running cross country or sprinting for track or something like that. And my question to you is, when are you going to need that stuff in real life? Are you? Are you ever? Like, sure, like, let's say you're in football, you probably lift weights so that you can get stronger. And we all know that running and lifting weights makes you healthier in your body. But really, in real life, when are you ever going to bench 200 pounds? When are you ever going to have to lift anything that weighs that much? When are you ever going to have to go out and run 26 kilometers? Never. Probably never. But that's not why you do it, is it? No. You may have to lift something heavy like a sofa when you're moving furniture. You might have to like lift some heavy grocery bags that are like 45 pounds or whatever. But you're never going to lift 200 pounds. But why do you do it? You do it because if lifting 200 pounds becomes easy for you, then just think about how easy it is to lift 40 pounds. Think of how easy it'll be to move that sofa. You're never going to have to go out and run several miles at a time. At least I hope you don't. Like, really, I hope you don't have to run miles at a time. But why do you do it? Well, when you get your heart pumping and used to doing that kind of strenuous activity, well, then other things that you do that require you to get your heart rate up, it's not that bad. It's a lot easier. That's what math is. That's what geometry is. That's what algebra is. Even if you're not going to apply that to your specific real world situations, the fact that you're using your brain, you're solving puzzles, it makes the everyday problem solving challenges that you have that much easier. If you can master integral calculus, well, then doing basic arithmetic when you're making change or anything else for that matter, any logical problem at all, it becomes so much easier. And that is really how you improve your life. So yes, if you have that question, how are we going to use this in real life? I'll try to answer you. I will. And I'll try to tell you how other people use it in their real lives. But the fact of the matter is, you're just making your brain healthier. And everyone needs to have a healthy brain. Think of how good the world could be if everyone had a healthy brain and were able to solve the kinds of problems that we really need to solve in this world. So, hope you enjoyed my little rant. Have a nice day.